Well. Welcome to the show, folks. I'm Xavier Smith, your host, your master solutionist, and sitting right next to me is Deborah Gardner. I'm so excited to have you next to me, Deborah. It's just, I don't even know what to do with myself right now.
Well, it's a team effort because you were very involved with this entire past year that I've been on this wild, crazy journey.
Yes. This is true. I'm happy to be with you every step of the way. So let's get right down to it because the world is big. People need solutions, and who has time to waste? So the reason you are watching this right here, right now, is because this young, beautiful athlete has chosen to do something that is so inspiring. And that's what we're getting ready to get into. So not only is Deborah a fantastic professional speaker, I'm just looking at my notes just to make sure I get it all in because you have so many titles that go after your name. It's just crazy. But you're looking at an author, you're looking at a keynote speaker, a competitive performance expert. And ladies and gentlemen, as of not too long ago, we have another title, which is Guinness World Record holder. That's you.
Yes. That is me, definitely. Unexpectedly, because it wasn't planned, just learned about it a couple weeks beforehand. Wow. And no pressure whatsoever. But I'll take it. Yeah. That's incredible because that's what we're getting ready to dive into. And I've got some questions for you, Deborah, if you are ready for them. Great. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay, so folks, let me just get right down to it. We've been friends for several years now, and this is one aspect of Deborah that I am just getting to learn about. She is super duper competitive. We kind of know that, but the swimming. Let's talk about your swimming real quick. How long have you been doing the swimming thing?
Oh my gosh, for as long as I can remember. I think I was like around 7 years old. My military family, we lived in a 16-foot trailer in Yuma, Arizona, which is like the hottest city in the world. And there was nothing to do as a kid other than hang out at the pool. So, I that's what did it right there. Started swimming and swam all the way through college. And then took about a 10-year hiatus to get into the corporate world. Yep. But got back into the pool again from there.
Right. And so here's what's fascinating for me, because you picked an area on this globe and you wanted to make it your lane. So why? The question is, why did you choose Catalina Island, the channel of Catalina Island? Why?
Well, when I got introduced to open water, living in Arizona, we don't have an ocean. I only have pools and lakes. So once I got my toes dipped into the ocean in California, Catalina was right there. And once I joined that community, which is a fantastic community, they invited me to do a relay, which is a 6-woman ultra marathon team. And I just loved it. I absolutely loved it. And the relay only allowed me to dip my toes into the Catalina area for like an hour at a time. So I got to swim it like 3 hours out of the 14 hours we were out there on the ocean. And I was like, this is just not enough. I want to be in that water a lot longer. So I was familiar with it. It really introduced me to the open water world. And so I thought, I'm going to do the solo. And of course, it took a year to do that. But oh, yeah, that's when I decided I'm doing this.
Wow. So you just decided that out of the blue? Like, was anyone pressuring you or?
I never go small. I always go big. So when I make a decision, it's like, I'm going to do this. And yeah, I don't really have that much experience in open water. But I thought, I'm going to set a goal and way beyond my reach. And I did, and everybody thought I was crazy. But I figured, you know what? I've had enough training since I've been 7 years old. I think I can handle it.
Yeah. And I'm leaning over to the side, ladies and gentlemen, because this right here, this is the same lady that we're talking to right now. This is the picture that she got complete after she swam. Was it 21 miles in open ocean as your playground?
Yeah, it took me 13 hours and 5 minutes. I'm surprised that I was able to hold my arms up right at there. I was still on a high from finishing it. Started at 10:30 at night. You have to start at night because by the time you get finished, the tides start coming in. So at night, I jumped into that black pitch dark night and water, and faced a lot of swells. It was a full supermoon that night, which means the swells were going to come in. I was hoping it only lasts about 2 to 3 hours, but instead it lasted all night long into the morning hours, which totally was exhausting, completely exhausting, because my goal was to make it within the 12-hour mark. But because of all the swells, I was even lucky to make it into the 13th hour. So I was surprised. But it was exhausting from all that. I just didn't expect that. But that's the way challenges are in life. You know, sometimes you just don't expect challenges and you just have to deal with it and not quit.
Right. So now take me through what your mindset was being in that whole dark setting. Like for me, my first thought would be like, what kind of sea creatures are out here? Like, did you have any?
Yeah. I get this question a lot because, you know, it is a shark infested area. And there was a swimmer that was pretty much nibbled / attacked a week before my swim, which freaked me out. But that's like where the boats and the pilots are on guard even more so. So I knew I was well protected. They look out for those things. My mind is just like, I've heard swimmers always like they sing to themselves or they're reciting poems or things like that. But I was so busy, Coach, that over those swells, I couldn't think of anything else. I was just trying to hold together my technique. My arms sometimes went over the waves. Sometimes it went through. Sometimes it went under. But you feel like you're in a washing machine out there. You know, my legs are going one way. My arms are going another. My head's turning another way. Both of my sides of my face got slapped so many times from the waves. I just never really had time to think of being fearful out there. I was just trying to survive through each and every wave that was coming my direction. But I was just hanging on.
Oh my
hanging
gosh.
On. Yeah.
Well, you know,
there were times that I wanted to quit. And I was just like, this is ridiculous. This is not fun. But I would, you know, I can laterally breathe on both sides, luckily. Yep. So here I am breathing, looking at everybody up on the boat, working away all night long. I'm looking at my kayaker that's on the other side of me, keeping their eye on me the entire time. And I'm like, I can't quit. I've got these people that are depending on me to finish this. And so it took a team effort and people like you back home watching the tracker, all my sponsors like you know, being involved with this, with my nutrition and my strength, exercises, it was something that I just knew in the back of my mind going, I can't stop. I have to keep going.
Wow. Yeah. That's the inspirational part right there. And while I have this up, Deborah, I'm just going to read a little snippet of what was written about you at, I think it was AZ Family TV, Channel 3.
Yeah, Channel 3 local station got wind of this and aired it recently. Awesome. That was very nice of them.
That is awesome. That is something good. Deborah Gardner set a new Guinness World Record, becoming the oldest woman to swim the Catalina Island Channel. Gardner, at 66 years young, made the grueling 21-mile journey in just over 13 continuous hours. So that to me right there, like I myself, when it comes to swimming, I swim like a rock. So you are over here doing this for 13 continuous hours. And I think what
especially since I got smacked around quite a bit, I ended up with an ear infection. So I wanted to get back in the water to kind of smooth things out, but I had to wait another extra week to get that ear cleared up. And also, on the 2-mile mark outside from landing to the beach, there was a pod of like 30 to 40 dolphins that joined us, which was really, really cool.
Yeah.
I can hear them clicking. I can see them underneath the water. And of course, everybody on the boat was just inspired, and we've got it on video and pictures and stuff, which is really cool. But apparently at that mark, we think one of the dolphins surfaced a little too fast. And as I was pulling my arm back, it may have hit the top of my hand because it swelled up, and I ended up with a bruise on my arm. And literally my left arm went dead, completely dead. And I still had 2 miles left to go. I could not even get it up out of the water. And so I knew something happened, but, so yeah, I think one of the dolphins did a little high five with me on top of my hand. So,
crazy.
So who knows? So I'm back to, physical therapy to work on that.
Awesome. Well,
yeah,
I applaud you, champ, because, like I said, I couldn't even, when I was in high school, in order to pass and graduate, I had to tread water for like 10 minutes. And I had trouble doing that. I was close to the edge so I can kick my foot off the wall. And luckily my coach happened to also be my basketball assistant coach, and they needed me on the team. So they may have smudged the results a little bit just to help me out. But
it was the toughest thing I've ever done in my entire life. A lot more tougher than I trained for, but yet it was the most amazing thing that I've done in my life. I can't wait to get back out there again. Okay. I have 4 coaches, and you're one of them, and I'm still trying to determine with everyone what I should do next.
Nice. Well,
because I loved it so much.
That's awesome, because you're actually, that was my next question. Like, is there a next step for you?
Oh, absolutely. I really believe that you have to set goals, or you're just going to, you're just going to be sitting on the couch eating bonbons, watching movies. But that's the only way I can train too, is I have to know where I'm going. And then I start, planning the workout from there. So once I know the distance and, what time of year I'm going to be doing it, it's definitely on my next list to handle. And because my ultimate goal is to get the Triple Crown. So I want to stay within those parameters.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you this then, Deborah. You've become the oldest woman to conquer Catalina Island, which is totally epic. But what do you credit, or who do you credit for helping you achieve such a feat? Anybody?
Oh, well, that's easy. Besides my family and friends, who thought I was really crazy. My 4 coaches, and that's what you have been very, very inspiring. You've been very encouraging. Yeah. And all your tips and all your suggestions. Yeah. I mean, anyone that gets the opportunity to work with you is lucky. And I feel very, very lucky. So you can just gloat about that, because the years that I've known you, and that's why I still stick with you. Yeah. Whenever I need something, whether it's, even if it's not something that you can do, you have the resources. Right. You are that go-to person. So just like my other 3 coaches, you have been extremely, extremely part of being credited for this, because without you 4, there's no way I can actually do this. So very, very important that everybody knows what you do and how you do it and how you individualize it. and customize it, personalize it. It totally worked for me. So thank you very, very much. Yeah.
I do appreciate that. So let me ask you this. What is the, now that I'm thinking about it, you did mention the dolphins. Were there any other like out of the blue surprises, any allies or maybe enemies out there? Human or other?
Well, yeah, what I was really surprised about are the things that I learned. I'm a sponge when it comes to learning, but I thought I pretty much had everything intact. But when you're in the moment, when you're in the game, you have to realize you're still learning. For example, I trained for cold water, swimming in as low as 52 degrees. That day, it was 66 degrees. So I was comfortable with it. However, I was really looking forward to my feeds every 30 minutes. That's always something you look forward to. But what happened with my feeds is you stop to feed. And when I stopped, I got cold. I got really, really cold to where it's like, I don't want to stop for my feeds. I want to keep swimming. So that told me right there is that when you don't move, you freeze. So just like in life, you got to keep moving. You got to keep moving or you're going to get cold. That really surprised me. I didn't realize my body would react to that. And that really surprised me. The other thing is, being out there in the middle of the ocean, nothing around you other than your boat and your kayak. It's very scary.
Right.
But if you have the right mindset to say, hey, I can handle this and really get those affirmations going, that people have told me about, it really helped me. It really helped me just be stronger and to realize I can do this. And,
nice.
And now I did. Now I did.
Yeah. You did that thing.
I did it. And I just believe that if anybody puts their mind to it and really says, hey, look, I can do this. I mean, the sky's not even the limit. It just really, really makes a difference. And it's so hard to explain unless you experience it firsthand. So I'm always challenging viewers like yours, what is it that you can do to experience it firsthand? And letting your story be shown too. It's really fun. It's really fun.
What would you say to the young swimmer who is maybe right now just afraid to get in the pool? What would you say to them as far as what the possibilities are?
I would say to them that just do one step at a time. You don't have to jump in, just go all in right off the bat. There's learning curves to everything and anything that you do in life.
Yeah.
So just put your toe in, get used to that. And that's how I trained. I started in the pool doing, I was a sprinter. I was a 50 and 100 meter butterfly and backstroker. But then I went and swam 200 yards and then I would swim 500 meters and then I would switch over to the lake, before moving over to the ocean. So it's all about one step at a time. Be patient. And if you are getting the butterflies, I always say, you know what? Butterflies are beautiful. So you're supposed to feel that fear. Fear is okay. Complacency is not. You got to keep moving. You got to keep moving. So it's okay. It's okay if you don't get all the way in the water. The first time, just do, one step at a time, your toes first. Yeah.
I love that. Love that.
It worked for me.
Yeah. Right. I think it's all about that, making that progression, so that's absolutely phenomenal. And it's simple, yet it's also profound if you can stick to it and be consistent. So,
yeah, very true. Very, very true.
Okay. So Deborah, now let me switch gears a little bit. Let the world know how can they get in contact with you? Are you found online? Tell me a little bit more.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I like to try to be as visible as possible. And all the social media platforms that everybody likes. They did the real time, of exactly where I was in the ocean on Facebook. So you can go revisit that with all the comments and all the steps that it took to take this journey. My crew did a really good job. They took my phone while I was, in the water, and which is another reason why I like to be in the water, is because there's no distractions in the water. I have no cell phone, no computer or TVs on or anything. So they had my cell phone, and they did a really good job of real-time reporting on there. So that happened on Facebook, LinkedIn for sure, as well. YouTube. We're getting the Catalina Island channel set up on my YouTube as well. So, and then there's, if they want to email me, Deborah at DeborahGardner.com. Happy to talk to anybody, or my website, DeborahGardner.com as well. Or through you. They can get in touch with me through you too. You always have access to me.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's how we like to do it, folks. My biggest thing is, like, I know the world is huge, and there's people out there looking for solutions, looking for inspiration. And I think we just tick all the boxes right here in this interview.
I hope so.
Before we go, though, Deborah, you talk to the people out there who might be wanting to get into the pool. Let's talk about some of the people who are maybe in their prime, or they might think that they're past their prime. What would you have to say to them?
Oh my goodness. Great question. I get that question because a lot of people think, okay, so Deborah, you're in your 60s. Why are you doing this in your 60s? Shouldn't you be out to pasture by now? No, I think I'm just beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, you're as old as you think you are. But I think age has nothing to do with your dreams, your passions, and your goals. Has no play in it at all. You know your own abilities. You only know, your limits, your strengths, your weaknesses. So why not play up to that and enjoy life as much as possible? I have this saying, you only breathe once. Yobo, baby. You only breathe once. You have only this one life. You might as well go out with a gusto, because it's your life and you can control it. And I believe you can train the controllables, and that's you. You can train yourself to do anything. And I really believe your mind is the boss of your body, not the other way around. A lot of times we do go to the gym, but to try to get our body in shape, but you also have to exercise your mind, and you have to meditate. You have to read books to learn. You've got to be, curious of what's going on in the world, people around you. It's all about a mindset, and that mental toughness is what got me through this swim. I did all the training with my body, my health, everything up to that point. But once I got in the water, it was my mind that had to take over. Because you train one particular way, once you get in the game, it could take you another way. So I just believe, don't give up, just get going.
That's it. That is
own your lane now. It's your life.
That's what I'm talking about right there, Deborah. You are the epitome of what I call excellence.
Oh, thank you. Well, I couldn't be excellent without your help. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for being not only my good friend, but also my great coach to get me through and allowing me to be the next Guinness Book of World Records.
That's it right there. Ladies and gentlemen, you have just heard some beautiful information, which hopefully you will allow it to lead to transformation, from Deborah Gardner. She's an author, keynote speaker, competitive performance expert, and just an all-around beautiful soul who is also a Guinness Book World Record holder.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on board the train.
Absolutely.
We're going to sign off, and you stay right there, Deborah. Ladies and gentlemen,
sounds good. Thank you.
I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.